Somewhere right now, someone is watching this. With tired eyes. Not tired from a bad night's sleep. Tired from carrying something for months, maybe years, that nobody else can see. Tired of smiling in photos while feeling empty inside. Tired of saying, "I'm fine," so many times that the words stopped meaning anything. If that someone is you, don't scroll away just yet. I am not here to tell you to just be positive. I am not here to tell you that everything happens for a reason, as if your pain was handed to you on purpose, like some kind of test you signed up for. I am only here to sit beside you the way one tired human sits beside another, not with answers, but with company. And for the next few minutes, let this be less of a video, and more of a hand resting quietly on your shoulder. Think of a man in his 40s, sitting alone in his car outside his own house. He hasn't gone in yet. He has a job that drains him, a loan he cannot see the end of, a marriage that has gone quiet in all the wrong ways, and a smile he puts on the moment he opens that front door for his kids, for his wife, for a world that has stopped asking if he's okay. He isn't crying, he's just sitting there, engine off, lights off, wondering how much longer he can keep doing this. Think of a young woman scrolling through her phone at midnight, watching everyone else's highlight reel, the promotions, the weddings, the vacations, while she sits in a room that feels smaller every day. She didn't get the job she prepared 2 years for. The relationship she thought was forever ended over text. Her parents keep asking when she'll settle down, not realizing she can barely settle her own thoughts. She isn't posting anything, she's just watching, quietly disappearing into her own silence. Think of a student who used to have dreams, real ones, and now just stares at textbooks that feel meaningless, in a life that feels like it's being lived for everyone else's expectations except his own. These are not rare people. These are not weak people. These are people who simply reached the point where trying stopped feeling like it mattered. If this is you in whatever version fits your life, I want you to hear this clearly. Giving up quietly is not a character flaw. It is what happens when a human being carries too much, for too long, completely alone. You are not broken, you are exhausted. Those are two very different things. Here is something worth noticing. You said you've given up. And yet, you are here. You clicked on this video instead of closing your eyes forever on the idea of things getting better. Some small, stubborn, almost embarrassed part of you is still checking, quietly, secretly, is there anything left for me? That is not nothing. That is the last flame in the room refusing to go out, even under a heavy blanket of exhaustion. Think of a lamp in a dark room, covered by a thick blanket someone threw over it. Without meaning to, the room looks completely dark. You could stand in there for years and swear there was never any light at all. But the flame hasn't died. It's only been hidden by heartbreak, by failure, by people who left, by a body and mind that fought battles no one else witnessed. It takes one hand, sometimes your own, sometimes a stranger's, to lift that blanket, even an inch. You are not asking the universe to create light out of nothing. You are asking to be reminded that the light was never actually gone. Let me tell you about a woman named Radha, just an ordinary woman, a nurse, who lost her husband and her savings in the same terrible year. She used to tell people later that she prayed every night for a miracle to fix everything, money to appear, her husband to somehow come back, her old life to return exactly as it was. That miracle never came, but one evening, a neighbor she barely knew knocked on her door with a plate of food, because I made too much. Which wasn't true, she'd made it just for Radha, but said it that way so Radha wouldn't feel like charity. They sat on the step and talked for 20 minutes about nothing important. Radha said later that this was the first time in 8 months. She had laughed, a real laugh, not a performed one. That plate of food was the miracle, not because it solved anything, but because for 20 minutes, she was seen. Not her grief, not her empty bank account, but just her. This is the kind of miracle available to you too. Not always a rescue that fixes your whole life overnight, but a moment where you are met exactly as you are, in your worst hour, and treated as someone still worth showing up for. It might come from a friend texting, just checking on you, at the right moment. A stranger's kind word, a song, or simply this video, reaching you at 2 a.m. when you needed something, anything, to remind you that you are not invisible. You do not have to fix yourself before you are allowed to be loved. You do not have to win before you are allowed to rest. You are, right now, exactly as you are, worth staying for. If someone truly wise, truly loving, sat beside you right now, not in a temple, not on a stage, but on the edge of your bed, in your silence, in your most tired hour, I believe they would say something like this: you think you have failed because you cannot. Keep fighting today, but even stopping, even collapsing, even crying until you have no tears left. This too is part of being human, not a failure of it. I am not asking you to be strong today. I am only asking you to stay. Just stay. Let today be the one you simply survive, nothing more, my child. You are not being punished by life. You are in the middle of a hard chapter. Not at the end of your story, even though it feels that way. Right now, no one has ever judged a whole book by its darkest page. Do the smallest next right thing, one breath, one glass of water, one small task, and let go of needing to see the entire road ahead. That is not giving up. That is trusting something bigger than your fear, even when you can't feel its hand on your back yet. This is the same quiet wisdom mothers whisper to frightened children, that old friends offer without needing to be asked, that shows up in a stranger's small kindness. You don't need the whole plan. You only need the next small step. I want you to picture something with me. Somewhere ahead of you, maybe not today, maybe not this week, there is a small, ordinary moment waiting. A cup of chai that tastes better than it has in months. A song on the radio that catches you off guard and makes you close your eyes. Someone's laughter that makes you laugh before you even realize you're doing it. Or simply waking up one morning and noticing, almost by accident, that the weight on your chest is a little lighter than yesterday. That moment is real. It is coming, not because I am promising you magic, but because in the entire history of human pain, no storm has ever stayed exactly the same forever. It moves, it shifts, quietly, even when you're not watching. Sometimes you don't notice the shift until you look back and realize. I smiled today, and for once, I didn't have to force it. The man in the car eventually goes inside, not because his problems disappeared, but because he decides that tonight, he will let his daughter's hug be enough of a reason to stay one more day. The woman scrolling at midnight eventually puts the phone down and calls the one friend who always picks up, not because her life suddenly changed, but because she let herself be seen for the first time in weeks. That is how it begins. Small, quiet, and human. You do not need to feel ready. You do not need to feel hopeful yet. You only need to stay. For one more day, then one more after that. That is not weakness. That is the same quiet courage that has carried every person who has ever climbed out of a dark season before you. So if you have quietly given up, I'm not asking you to suddenly believe life is beautiful again today. I'm only asking you to let this be the hand that lifts the blanket off the lamp, just a little. Somewhere inside you, the flame is still burning. It always was. Stay for it. Let the miracle you've been hoping for begin exactly here with you, still watching, still listening, still, somehow, hoping. That quiet hope inside you that is already the miracle, sitting beside you,